How's it going, guys? Dustin here at the Range St. Louis West, and today we're going to talk about how to load and unload your handguns. We're going to start off with the semi-automatics. First off, everything on the table is nice and safe. We're going to be using snap caps, which are dummy rounds. Those are great to practice with at home. So starting off, we need to load and unload a magazine, not a clip. Those are 1000% two different things. A clip holds ammunition externally, a magazine holds ammunition internally. So our magazines, all kinds of different shapes, sizes, calibers out there. We need to know which way goes which. Sometimes your magazines will be flat on the back. Sometimes your magazines will have numbers on the back. You can also look at it sideways. And it looks like it goes up a ramp. Down the ramp is towards you, up the ramp is away from you. So now we know which way front and back is. Now we need to figure out how do we load it. All right, to load the round into the magazine, what we're going to do is we're going to push down on the follower and push the round back. Now we need to stay in front of those two little metal fingers. We can also push our thumb down and have it on the table as we push down and back. Now it's way more fun to shoot a magazine empty, but if you need to unload a magazine, you can just push on the back like a Pez machine, and that just pops the round right out. Now we know how to get ammo in and out of our magazine. Now let's load our handgun. To do that, we always want to have our firearm in our dominant hand, our finger off the trigger, pointing in that safe direction. We're going to insert our magazine into the mag well of the firearm. As soon as we insert the magazine in, smack it home. First thing we need to do is take our hand and go across the top of the slide. We always want to stay behind the barrel. We're going to use these things on the back called serrations. Our palm is going to go on one side and our fingers on the other. So just like that. Now we want to pull the slide to the rear and let go, slingshotting it forward. To do that, we're going to have our hand go across the top, pull back, let go. Now our firearm is loaded. Yes, your firearm might have safeties or decockers, but generally speaking, every firearm is going to load the same. Now your firearm is now loaded. To unload it, we just want to reverse the steps. So the first thing we did was magazine in, first thing is magazine out. To take the magazine out, we're going to hit our magazine release. That drops our magazine out. Now, we still have a round in the chamber. To get that out, the same way we load it, same way we unload it. Hand goes across the top, pull back, let go. Now it's completely fine to rack our slide several times or lock our slide back using the slide stop to visually or physically check to make sure we're empty. You can always drop the slide down and dry fire in a safe direction. Now your firearm is completely unloaded. All right, guys, now let's talk about how to load and unload a revolver. Like always, our gun is in our dominant hand, finger off the trigger, pointing in that safe direction. First thing we need to do is open up the cylinder. To do that, we're going to use the cylinder release and use our support hand either over the top or underneath to push the cylinder open. Once the cylinder is open, use gravity for you, tip it down. We're going to load our rounds in the cylinder and then close it forcefully. You can give it a little wiggle, make sure that cylinder locks in. To unload it, we're going to do the same thing in reverse again. So open up the cylinder, tip it up for you. Normally they wouldn't fall out, so that's when you're going to have to hit that extraction, and that's going to pop it out. Now you know your cylinder is empty by seeing daylight through it. Close it up, and now your firearm is nice and safe. All right, guys, that's the baseline information on how to load and unload your handgun. We go in greater detail in our private lessons and our classes, so head on over to therangeSTL.com, click on that training tab for all the information you need. All right, guys, have a good one.